And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. If you could do me a big favor, please like, share, and review this on Apple Podcasts. Help me to grow the show. I can't make this happen without your help. Today is February 25th. It's a Thursday. I actually missed out on getting the bonus coverage episode out this week on time. Typically, I'll have that out for you Thursday morning. Well, it's been a little busy in my life. There's a lot of things going on with my day job. And then in addition to that, we have a lot of stuff going on with the network that I am a host for on their show. And so it's really cool to get and push through those things. TVPBN is the network that I am on. If you're interested in running advertising or anything like that, they are the sponsor of the show. Hit me up, DM me. I'll help you to do that. We have plans starting out for advertising at $15 a show. There's multiple shows for you to be on, and I am going to have a couple more shows. This Shaping Success is one of them, and then I also have a really cool co-host. We're working on a second show right now, and that is what I am trying to do. So we're going to talk about two things today. We're going to talk about the bonus coverage with Mitchell Bailey. I got one thing I want to cover with him, and then my bonus coverage with the actor Timothy McLaughlin. We'll start with Mitchell. If you don't know who Mitchell is, one of the things that I want to talk to you about, I've interviewed Mark Simo, and Mitchell is the co-founder of TrustMe Vodka. He is the person who has, kind of come up with the idea. He's the man behind the art. Mark is the person who has kind of helped working with the marketing, the branding, and things like that. Mark is kind of a serial marketer, brander. He started a couple companies that you may know, No Fear, Spy, etc. And Mitchell started working out at No Fear with Mark, and that's kind of where this started for him. One of the really cool things that Mitchell talked about was how at a time when he started with No Fear, there wasn't a lot of digital things, so you weren't making designs and things like that on a computer, on a Mac, on whatever it was. You were more of drawing them out. So if you remember No Fear at all, there were many sayings and designs that went on the t-shirts, and Mitchell would go in and he'd create these designs. Well, you'd have to make them in 3 different colors. So he'd draw out 5 designs, color them 5 different ways, and then turn them in. And then if they liked them, they'd use them on a shirt. If they didn't, they'd toss them out. So that's kind of where he got to start in art, but then he ended up designing shoes for DC, working with Ken Block, working for No Fear, working in Spy, and he's kind of one of those serial entrepreneur guys. He's always got something working. He's always kind of been working as a consultant for them. He's been in some brands like Ethica and a couple other brands, and so really cool. One of the things that I took away from this episode, though, with Mitchell was the fact that he said, there are so many opportunities right now that you have the choice. If you're not trying, if you're not taking those opportunities, then you're straight up being lazy. And that's one of the things that I like to prove with this show is that there are people from all these different walks of life who have started from nowhere and created something from nothing. And I think the biggest problem that we have today is that we sit there and we think that we have to be able to continue doing what we normally do, and we can't take that step. The hard part for me, and this is one of the things that I struggle with, is I want to take that step. I want to be doing more. So I'm doing more on a daily basis, but it's not showing any fruits yet of my labor. So I have to continue to work hard and continue to do the things that are going to help me to reach the goal that I have. My ultimate goal is to have a podcast network, to have 3 or 4 shows, kind of be like Adam Carolla. He's got this awesome show. He's got 2 other shows that he does, 3 other shows that he does. He has a network. He has people who are on basically his podcast label. And that's what I want to do. I want to sell marketing on that because that's the fun part for me. It's helping other people be successful. And I'm doing that with these shows to help you realize that there's more to it. So that's kind of what Mitchell's getting at. I've been talking with Mitchell. I've been talking with my friend Mark, who talks a little bit more about that. It's like, you just got to do it. And you have to do it within reason. I have to figure out a way to replace my other income with a new income before I can go ahead and do that. I still have a family. I still have a kid. So I understand that. But when you're sitting at home, maybe you're working at McDonald's, maybe you're going to college, maybe you're in a career you hate, and you're not trying to do anything more to make that better for yourself, then really, what are you doing? You can sit at home and you can cry about it and be upset that things don't go your way, or you can make things happen. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make things happen. So like Mitchell said, that's one of those things. Okay. You have to be willing to try. And if you're not, then you're not doing anything. You're not actually trying to reach your potential and do the things that you can do in helping yourself, because no one's going to do it for you. It's not going to just happen. A lot of people think that things just happen. It just falls into your lap. But I'm going to tell you right now, 100% that does not happen. My show hasn't had as many downloads as it is. I haven't got sponsored by TVPN because I'm just me. They just called me. Hey, Wes, you seem like a guy who would like to do a podcast and a live show, and we want you to host it. No, that's not how it was. They saw that I was doing something. They realized that I would probably be very good at what I'm doing, and they invited me to be on their network. And that's how I got where I got, which has blossomed into many other things, and I'm very excited to be a part of that team. So get off your butt. If you're worried about what if someone's going to laugh at you, if someone's going to say something to you that doesn't make any sense, just go do it. Don't worry about them. We sit here and we listen to what other people say all the time, and 90% of the time, those people are just saying stuff to you because they're afraid to do it themselves. So don't be afraid. Get out there and do it. That's really what I took away from the Mitchell Bailey episode. If you have not checked that out, you should. He's awesome. He is one of those guys who is willing to go out there and work, and that's what he did. He's an artist. He's a brander. He's worked with multiple brands, and he's been pretty dang successful. Check out TrustMe Vodka because I'll tell you what, that is going to be a brand that is blowing up. All right. Last week's interview dropped, or this week's interview dropped on Monday, was with Timothy McLaughlin. Timothy McLaughlin is an actor. Okay, and he went into acting kind of the traditional route. Like, there are some people who just show up and they audition for something and they possibly get it. They may get the first one and then they don't get another one, and then they peter out a little bit. So we talked a little bit about how he got into acting, and he actually went to college, got a degree he was a theater actor working at Universal Studios. And one of the things that I want you to understand about Timothy is that he didn't have it easy. He didn't take the easy way out. He started in stage, and when you start in stage, that doesn't mean that you're just stage acting, right? That means that you're part of building the set, you're part of taking things down, you're part of the whole production of the whole thing. So he talked a little bit about that. He did go to college. He said that one of the things that he would not do if he could go back would be not go to college, because he could have spent a lot more money paying for private acting lessons, paid a lot less money for private acting lessons, and been just as successful as he is now. But it's not easy. Okay, he's been in a few shows. He's been on Monk. He's been on CSI. He's been on a couple of those big shows. He actually was on Barney, for those of you who remember that. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. That was one of the shows that was on. I think, I was probably in middle school, and I went over to someone's house and their little brother was watching it or something. And so that was one of those shows, but that's where he started, before that was like kind of his first TV gig. One of the things that Timothy talked about, and I really think you should check out his episode, because we ask the same question to every person. What is the shape of your success? And that's really what I want to know. That's the only question that I ask the same every single time. And then we talk, and it's conversational. We kind of get down to the nitty gritty. I want to give you the blueprint of what it looks like for someone to be successful. And that's really what this show is about. We have different people from different walks of life. And what Timothy said is something that I've heard before, but he just reiterated it. He said, success is not money related. Money can make you happy. Money can make you sad. Money is not the root of everything that you're doing. Of course, we have to have money, right? Money has to make it, or we have to make money in order to be able to have a roof over our head, have a vehicle to drive, have all the things that we want monetarily. But money's not the root of happiness. And what he talked about was reaching goals and setting goals, and then never being complacent with what you have. So if you reach a goal, that doesn't mean that you're done. I want to get the lead acting job on this movie. I got it. Okay, so what? Now what? That's the goal? That's it? That's all I have? I'm done? No, you're not done. You have to continue to reach out and go for more. You have to set another goal. Okay, now I'm going to get 2 movies. Hey, now I'm going to get this movie. Now I'm going to get that movie. What's it going to take to get there? Now I want to write a movie. Now I want to produce a movie. And those are the things that he talked about, was not being complacent, setting a goal. I look at it as a mile marker. If you watch my post on Instagram, I talked about this the other day. Every goal is a mile marker. The big goal is just like going to a destination. I live in Star, Idaho. I'm going to Boise. It's 15 miles away. To get there, I got to drive 15 miles. So I'm watching the mile marker. Mile marker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all the little goal to get there. I have to reach those mile markers before I can get the whole 15 miles. And I want you to think about that. That's really what he's talking about. Now, when you get to Boise, If you want to go somewhere else, you set that distance a little bit more. Same thing with every goal that you set in life. The ultimate goal is for me to get to a place where I'm in a position of a job where I'm doing something, I'm making money, I'm making good money, but I don't even know that I'm working because it's so much fun that it doesn't feel like work. And that's really what it is. What's it going to take to get there? Well, I'm going to have to pay off my debt. Plenty of debt, 2 degrees, not doing what I was supposed to do or what my degrees are in. I'm not in education anymore. I'm not a teacher in that sense because I feel like I'm still teaching people every single day how to hopefully be successful. I want to get into a coaching gig with helping people in their mindset and things like that. These are all little steps to get there, but I have to start with the number one goal is paying off my bills. And then once I can switch my income to making the same amount doing this as I do there, then I can make the transition. And it just builds on from there. But that's not the end. Once I make it there, then what? Okay, I want to have the top podcast in the world. I want to be in the top 10. You have to start somewhere. I'm not going to be number one podcast. I'm not going to beat out Joe Rogan right off the bat. So break the top 100, break the top 50, break the top 40. Those are the little mile markers. So anyway, that's all I got for you. I really would like to say, try and reach your potential, work your hard, challenge yourself every single day. Try and reach those little mile markers like we talked about. Check out Timothy McLaughlin's episode. Check out Mitchell Bailey's episode. You're really going to love this new show that I have going on. It's pretty exciting. If you haven't checked out One Drink Wednesday with me and Jay Finning, we go live at 6:30 Mountain Time every single Wednesday. We have one drink. We talk about what's going on. It's a good place to, kind of hang out, have a virtual drink because we can't do a lot here in COVID right now. And we gave away some stickers, some pins, some coasters, things like that, just for tuning in, answering some questions. Listen to our podcast. We're going to ask questions about the podcast. One of the questions I asked yesterday, because his people who listen to his are different than my people. And they're like, I said, what's the name of my podcast? So they had to go look. They had to go figure it out. They got it. They came back. They got a sticker. I'm sending someone a pin. It's really exciting to get out there and have a good time, talk to people. So join us for One Drink Wednesday. Hey, again, thank you for tuning in. I want to challenge you to find the shape of your success. We'll see you next time.